Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Latte with Lynda. Herbert Smith in loving memory. So, I wanted to come on at 9 o'clock and tell you a story. On this day, at this time, 35 years ago, Herbert Smith breathed his last breath. And he was born in the parish of St Andrew in Jamaica, and St Andrew is the home of Blue Mountain Coffee. And in 1961 he came to England. Now he had got a job, secured a job at the University Hospital in Kingston via his brother-in-law Guildford Brown, who's my uncle. And at the hospital, he was a hospital porter, and at the hospital, Dr. Grant said, "Why don't you go to England?" and planted that little seed. Imagine. So notice those little seeds that people plant for you. So from Kingston, Jamaica, he found £80 for a flight to England. £80. Good morning. Imagine what that is in today's currency. And the flight took him to England, but back then it was quite a route. It took him to New Zealand. Can you imagine? So he went from Kingston, Jamaica to London via New Zealand. And he rented various rooms. So there was a lovely network of people. He went from Kingston to Derby in the East Midlands, and Derby, the home of Rolls-Royce, and the engine was a significant place for people from the Commonwealth to come to work. And so there was a lovely network of people from Jamaica in Derby, and so he lodged in a room with Mrs. Ramsey. And then from there he moved to another room which was owned by, let me just see, I've got a list of names here. I can't remember that one. But he moved to another room. And then Mrs. Brady. So he rented a room from Mrs. Brady. Good morning. And then he brought my mum over. And that was about 1962. In fact, it was 62. It was July 62. And while it may have been hot for everybody else, it was cold for my mum. She said she nearly froze to death. Not dressed for the English weather or the English summer for sure. Anyway, let's get back to Herbert Smith. So they moved, wife came over, they moved to various places until they found a house on Oxford Street in Derby. And then from there they moved to Marlborough Road, where I was born. So my dad worked at one place, I think it was called Kears, it was a construction company, and then he worked for Newton's, and Newton's was, I have no idea what Newton's was, but he was there for many, many years, and that is from where he took redundancy. So that was his last employment, and even though he had redundancy, he did go back and work for a few years. Yes, so on this day, he died on this day at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I now remember, but yesterday, if you were listening, I promised you a story, didn't I? And I couldn't tell you what the story, I told you about the dream. So when a friend of mine died, I think I must have dreamt about him. There's something significant happened because I started to do some research. And what I discovered was that there is a lot of research out there, and it's about the process of dying. And sometimes when people die, before they die, they may do what is called a death visit. And that is not it's not the Grim Reaper, it's actually them visiting their loved ones. And the loved one may see them in a dream or something, which is what happened to me. So what's really interesting is that night, in fact, it was the early hours of the morning, and I had this dream, and me and my mum, it was like a dual carriageway. Me and my mum were walking in one direction, and my dad was waving and going in the other direction. And I woke up and I couldn't sleep, could not sleep. I was very, very restless. And I went around the house looking at all the photos to see whether I belonged, sense of belonging. And then I went back to bed, and the phone rang at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it was the hospital. And we all jumped into a taxi and went to the hospital, and we stayed there with him for the last 2 hours of his life, or it would have been an hour or so. And I remember my sister-in-law held his hand, bless her, and there was something I was going to say. So the dream. So these dreams are really powerful. I've always had very powerful dreams. So that was him saying goodbye. So this morning in my yoga class, I was thinking about him, and I put my cup on the side, and I thought there was a little drop of ginger tea left, and I thought to myself, I'll save that little bit. And do you know what happened? I knocked it over, and I thought to myself, that is my dad telling me, pay attention. So I told the story that I'm going to tell now, and I have told already on my socials, and it's a really beautiful full circle moment. So on this day, Herbert Smith died 35 years ago. On this day, 35 years later, his grandson is in a film that comes out today, and it's really, really significant. So I'm going to tell you the story that kind of makes this a really lovely connection, because I was thinking about what memories do I have of my dad. I was 6 years old, and he's going to the post office, and I am going with him. Skippity skip, skip, I am skippity skip all the way. I can just imagine how annoyed he was with all this skipping from this child, but couldn't help myself. And we got to the post office. He bought whatever he wanted, probably postal orders or whatever they were called, and stamps and things, and probably got, in fact, he would have got the child benefit and stuff like that. And he bought me a book. And there's so many books to choose from, but it was a Ladybird book, and I chose The Three Little Pigs. How I loved that story. I read it all the way home. By the time I got home, the book was finished, and I was a little bit distraught, but I just couldn't contain myself. I just loved the book so much, and I loved the story so much. And interestingly enough, my friend was saying she was reading that story to her children. The woman at the yoga quarter, student at the yoga quarter, was reading that same story to her children, loved it as well. It's a wonderful book. So let's skip forward several years, and my nephew is about 2 years old. He may be a little bit older, 2, 3, 4, and I see that he has the Three Little Pigs. So, I know, I'm ready for this, and I read him this book. Now, I don't just read it. I read it like it's a the show depends on it. Drama, actions, noises. I mean, that big bad wolf, and the huffing and the puffing and the houses and the pigs and the chop, chop, chop and the gobbles. I tell you, once more with feeling. I could have got an Oscar for it. And he said, again, Auntie Lynda, again. So I read it several times until I was exhausted and left. When I rang the house, his dad answered the phone. He said, Lynda, do not read any more stories to Jonathan. Because Jonathan asked us to read it again, like Auntie Lynda, with all the actions. So there you go. So there's that story. So the Three Little Pigs, you see a little thread. And then he went to the Brit School, and then to RADA, and he's been in Bridgerton and Bubblegum and Death in Paradise. I'm going through that at the moment. I'm very excited. Got a few more seasons to go. Various things he's been in, lots of wonderful things. And what else? Yeah. So, do you see? I love that story. I shared my love of that story through passion and play and fun and drama, but fun. And tonight, so Jonathan Livingston is in the film Hard Truths. That film is a Mike Leigh film, and it's one of I would say he's one of the best British directors we have. His work is phenomenal, and he allows the actors to really shape the story. And it's really good because, like Mike Leigh's first film, Secrets and Lies, Marianne Jean-Baptiste is in this film as well. So it's wonderful. So it's all these beautiful circles. So and my nephew's in the film. He plays Virgil. So there you go. And I just thought it's a beautiful full circle moment. Was there anything else I wanted to say? I think that's it really. Bear with me. So yeah, that was the story I wanted to share, and it's that full circle moment of how things are. Oh, just noticing this worktop is chipped. Oh, it's a nightmare. Right, bear with me 1 second. Here we are. Let's go for our African goddess cards today. That's what we're going to do. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to share on that. But it is that thing. Notice how that tiny little action, the butterfly effect of that little action, taking that step, that, it is one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. But let's say one small step for the human and one giant leap for humanity, for society, for us. Because I know you're probably thinking, I'm not going to do it, I daren't do it. And your ego's all over you. And it's about separating that and taking that list. What's the smallest step you can take to take that action? So I'm going to take this one, which is Nana Baluku, Seasons. It's number 1. It's the first one in the book. So Nana Baluku, Goddess of Seasons, Benin. Temple, Threshold Guardians, Element Air. Nana Baluku is the most high, supreme being, primordial mother, grandmother of all the Orishas and Dahome's wise woman, herbalist and healer. Nana Baluku's guidance. You have entered a new cycle that is very old. Allow yourself to become present. Trust in divine timing. Don't be in such a hurry. There are no shortcuts here. I like that. The long way is the shortcut. And Herbert Smith took that journey from Kingston to London, UK, to the United Kingdom, and it was via New Zealand. I mean, it sounds crazy now, but it came from Kingston to New Zealand to England. So there are no shortcuts. The long way is the shortcut. And this is where, because I remember now, today is Friday, inner work day. I am practicing the gentle art of doing nothing. And this, as counterintuitive as it sounds, is so productive. We get to rest. And whatever comes out of that is good. I do have things I'd like to do, but whatever comes out of that is good. So, are you ready? So this is the embodiment of Nana Baluku. Are you ready for a new beginning? And of course, we're talking about the year of the snake. And the snake is about transformation, shedding that old skin, that old you, and starting anew and stepping into that new version of you. So this is wonderful. You are in or entering a new season that will force you to evolve. This is a time of major transition. Isn't that interesting? In the new year, Lunar New Year, the year of the snake, also about transformation and transition. And this is what Nana Baluku is about. And this is the card we've pulled today. You are not stuck. You are holding on to old patterns. So there you go. I was asking you about that next step, that first step. And it's about, the cards over there, letting go. May do a double today. Maybe we'll pick a letting go card as well to help us. We're not stuck. We're holding on to old patterns. Change can be terrifying. Allow yourself to be mentored. So who's that person that you can work with to really help you to take those steps? When you choose a new path, you are ripe for self-sabotage. A commitment test from the universe may pop up to delay this pathway. Stay the course. Your time is now. And the goddess declaration, I am limitless. Yes, another one of my things. I am limitless. Beautiful. So that's wonderful. So we're not stuck. It's old patterns that we're hanging on to. So let's pick a card from this deck, which is the letting go cards, and see what wisdom there is for us to let go. Right, okay. Picked this one. Our higher self, which we might say is the composite of our higher feelings, has almost unlimited capabilities. So, what was that one from Nana Maluku? Limitless? I am limitless. And this is talking about unlimited capabilities. Boom! It can create employment opportunities. It has the power to create the opportunity for loving relationships, financial opportunities, and physical healing. The power is within us. We have that choice. Let go of what doesn't serve you so that what can serve you and allow you to thrive can come forth. Oh, there we go. So everybody, I think that's it from me. Ginger tea. I'm not going to have any coffee today. Another day for coffee. So that's it really, I think. Yes, so on this day, 31st of January 1990, Herbert Smith breathed his last breath. And he left a legacy, quite a legacy. So tonight, please make sure you go to see Hard Truths, because Herbert Smith's grandson, and it's his first grandson, is in that movie. And yes, let's celebrate that legacy. So see what happens when you take that step, and the ripples and the repercussions of that tiny action from you, and how you can have an amazing impact on somebody else, known or unknown, born or unborn. Soul Tribe, you're amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me tell you who I am. I'm Lynda, and I typically work with black women in leadership who are frustrated and exhausted doing all the work without the recognition or the quality of life. In fact, they often feel they're in the room to solve a problem that's insurmountable, and the work they're doing is depleting them rather than enriching them. I'm here to help them to overcome people-pleasing so they can stand in their power, own their true voice, and be empowered to go for what they want and get it. If you'd like to find out more about what I do, check the link in my bio, book a call, let's have a chat. Soul Tribe, that's it from me. I see you, I hear you, I feel you, I get you, I've got you, I love you. Have a wonderful day. Sending lots of love. Bye.